The sun on Black Friday had yet to rise when a group of friends, eager to snag the best deals, entered the sprawling mall that had recently opened its doors to the frenzied shoppers. Vibrant posters and flashing neon lights promised discounts beyond imagination, but there was an unspoken tension in the air. "So, where should we go first?" Mark, the leader of the group, asked, glancing at the floor plan on his phone. "Let's check out the electronics store. I heard they're giving away TVs practically for free," replied Lisa, her eyes gleaming with anticipation. The friends navigated through the early morning crowd, weaving between shoppers laden with shopping bags. The atmosphere was electric, filled with the promise of unbeatable bargains. Yet, as they delved deeper into the mall, a subtle change occurred. The lively hum of commerce faded, and a peculiar quiet settled in. The group found themselves in a deserted corridor, the harsh fluorescent lights overhead flickering ominously. "Is it just me, or did things just get weird?" whispered Mike, a tall and skeptical member of the group. "Probably just the early morning vibe," shrugged Lisa, but she couldn't shake off the unease that had settled over her. Their journey through the eerie corridor continued until they stumbled upon a forgotten corner, where the decor took a nostalgic turn. The polished tiles gave way to worn linoleum, and the flickering lights cast long shadows on the peeling wallpaper. The air felt thick with a sense of foreboding. "That's odd. I don't remember this part of the mall," Mark muttered, studying the outdated map on his phone. As the group pressed on, a chilling melody echoed through the corridor. A music box, seemingly untouched by time, played a haunting tune that sent shivers down their spines. "Okay, this is officially creepy," declared Sarah, hugging her purse tightly. The group exchanged uneasy glances as the melody continued, leading them further down the obscure hallway. Suddenly, the music ceased, plunging them into an eerie silence. It was then that they noticed the first ghostly figure. A woman in antiquated clothing stood in the shadows, her face obscured by a vintage hat. The friends froze, watching in disbelief as more spectral shapes emerged from the darkness. The ghostly figures resembled shoppers from another era, their eyes fixed on imaginary sale racks. Mark, always the rational one, tried to break the tension with a shaky laugh. "Guess they're dedicated bargain hunters even in the afterlife." The ghosts paid no heed to the living intruders. Instead, they silently reached out for the non-existent items they clutched in their ethereal hands. The group, now paralyzed with fear, felt a chilling breeze as the ghostly figures approached. "This can't be real. It's like they're trapped in a perpetual shopping loop," whispered Lisa, her voice trembling. The friends turned on their heels, desperate to escape the haunted corner of the mall. The chilling melody followed them, fading only when they reached the safety of the bustling main corridor. "I don't know about you guys, but I'm never coming back here," Sarah declared, her eyes wide with terror. As they left the haunted mall behind, the group couldn't shake off the unsettling feeling that lingered. The memory of the ghostly Black Friday shoppers, forever trapped in their spectral consumerist pursuit, haunted their thoughts long after the discounts and sales had faded into the background. The sun on Black Friday hung low in the sky as shoppers rushed through the crowded streets, eager to capitalize on unbeatable deals. Sarah, an avid bargain hunter, couldn't resist the allure of a small antique shop nestled between the bustling storefronts. Its dusty windows showcased an array of mysterious items, each whispering promises of a unique find. Intrigued, Sarah stepped into the dimly lit shop, a small bell jingling overhead as she entered. The air was heavy with the scent of aged wood and forgotten memories. The storekeeper, an elderly woman with knowing eyes, greeted her with a crooked smile. "Welcome, dear. On this special day, everything in the shop is on sale," she said, her voice carrying a hint of mystery. Sarah's eyes scanned the eclectic array of objects. There were dusty books with weathered covers, vintage trinkets, and an assortment of curiosities that piqued her curiosity. However, her gaze lingered on a particular item, an ornate mirror tucked away in a corner. The mirror, framed in intricate patterns of tarnished gold, seemed to hold a mysterious energy. Sarah felt drawn to it, as if it whispered secrets only she could hear. The storekeeper noticed Sarah's fascination and approached with a knowing smile. Ah, that mirror is quite special. It has a history, you see. Some say it's enchanted. The old woman shared, her eyes glinting with a mixture of mischief and wisdom. Intrigued, Sarah inquired further, and the storekeeper revealed that the mirror was rumored to have a connection with the supernatural, a portal to a realm where spirits lurked. Legend had it that the mirror could reveal glimpses of the other side, but at a cost. Undeterred by the eerie tales, Sarah decided to purchase the mirror. The storekeeper warned her with a cryptic message. "Beware what you see, for not all bargains come without a price." That night, as Sarah placed the mirror in her bedroom, a subtle chill filled the air. She couldn't resist its beckoning call and gazed into its reflective surface. At first, she saw only her own reflection, but as the night deepened, faint shadows danced in the periphery. A silhouette, barely visible, moved behind her. Sarah's heart quickened as she turned, finding nothing but an empty room. Dismissing it as a trick of the light, she retired for the night, convinced that the mirror's alleged enchantment was nothing more than a bedtime story. The following morning, Sarah woke to the promise of Black Friday deals. Eager to test the mirror's mystical reputation, she set out on a shopping spree, armed with a newfound confidence. Unbeknownst to her, with each purchase, the shadows in the mirror grew darker, and the figure behind her became more distinct. As the day unfolded, so did the eerie occurrences. Objects bought on that fateful Black Friday seemed to carry an ominous force. Misfortune followed Sarah like a shadow, casting a pall over her once charmed life. She lost her job, relationships crumbled, and a pervasive sense of dread settled in. Terrified and desperate for answers, Sarah revisited the antique shop, seeking the storekeeper's guidance. The old woman listened intently, her eyes reflecting both sympathy and inevitability. "You've harnessed the mirror's power, dear, but every bargain has its price. The shadows that follow you are the echoes of the spirits, seeking retribution for the disruption you've caused in their realm." The storekeeper explained, her voice filled with ancient wisdom. The only way to break the curse, she revealed, was to sever the connection by sacrificing her most cherished possession, a symbol of her unbridled consumerism, and the root of the spirit's unrest. Reluctantly, Sarah returned home and faced the haunting figure in the mirror. With tear-filled eyes, she relinquished her most prized possession, a trinket that embodied her relentless pursuit of material desires. As the object shattered on the floor, so did the spectral connection, and the room was consumed by an eerie stillness. The antique shop disappeared from the town, leaving only a lingering memory of Black Friday's supernatural toll. Sarah, freed from the curse, walked away with a newfound understanding of the consequences that accompany unchecked consumerism. The mirror, now a mere reflection of its former enigmatic self, was discarded, its secrets lost to the echoes of that unforgettable Black Friday. The once thriving town of Oak Ridge had seen better days, and its abandoned mall stood as a silent testimony to its faded glory. Locals whispered of strange happenings every Black Friday, tales of the deserted shopping center coming back to life in an otherworldly spectacle. This year, a group of adventurous friends decided to put the legends to the test. As the clock struck midnight, signaling the beginning of Black Friday, they approached the desolate mall with a mix of excitement and trepidation. "Are we really doing this?" Emily, the skeptic of the group, questioned as they stood before the rusted entrance. "Come on, Em, it's just an old mall. What's the worst that could happen?" Jake, the daredevil, teased, a mischievous glint in his eye. The friends pushed open the creaking doors, and a blast of cold air welcomed them into the dimly lit interior. The deserted corridors echoed with their footsteps as they ventured further, the once vibrant mall now a labyrinth of faded storefronts and broken escalators. "This place gives me the creeps," whispered Mia, hugging her jacket tighter. As they explored, the group stumbled upon a vintage clothing store frozen in time. Mannequins adorned in 80s attire posed as if caught in the midst of a Black Friday shopping spree. The scene was both eerie and fascinating. "This is like a time capsule. Look at these outfits. It's like the 80s never left," remarked Tom, snapping pictures with his phone. As the friends continued their journey, the corridor seemed to elongate, warping into a surreal maze that defied the mall's original layout. Are we going in circles? Emily asked, growing uneasy. I don't remember passing that arcade before, Mia added, pointing to a flickering sign that read Pixel Playland. The group, now disoriented, pressed on, drawn by an inexplicable force that seemed to guide them through the maze. The air crackled with a strange energy, and whispers of long-lost sales tickled their ears. Suddenly, the mall came alive with ghostly echoes. Laughter, excited chatter, and the haunting clatter of footsteps filled the air. The friends exchanged wide-eyed glances as translucent figures materialized before them. What the heck is happening? Jake exclaimed, his bravado fading. The apparitions, dressed in outdated clothing, moved past the group, their eyes fixed on imaginary sale racks. They were the ghosts of Black Friday's past, forever trapped in a spectral consumerist loop. Maybe we should get out of here, suggested Emily, her skepticism now replaced with a sense of urgency. The friends attempted to retreat, but the mall seemed to morph and shift, thwarting their escape. Whispers of long-lost sales grew louder, creating an unsettling symphony that reverberated through the haunted corridors. We're stuck. This place is playing tricks on us, Mia cried out. The friends, now desperate, retraced their steps, hoping to find an exit. As they rounded a corner, they found themselves back at the mall's entrance. The ghostly echoes persisted, and the figures continued their eternal shopping spree. It's like we're stuck in a time loop, Tom muttered, his enthusiasm replaced by a sense of dread. In a last-ditch effort, the friends collectively focused on breaking the loop. They shouted for the spirits to find peace, to let go of their consumerist desires and move on. As their voices echoed through the haunted mall, a sudden calm enveloped the corridor. The ghostly figures, once frenzied in their pursuit of non-existent deals, began to fade. The whispers subsided, and the friends felt the weight of the supernatural energy lift from the air. As the clock struck 3 a.m., the friends found themselves standing in the now silent mall. The echoes of Black Friday's past had quieted, and the apparitions were gone. The once foreboding corridor now appeared ordinary, as if the spectral shopping spree had never occurred. Exhausted but victorious, the friends exited the mall, leaving behind the ghostly remnants of Black Friday. As they stepped into the cool night air, a sense of accomplishment washed over them. The legends of the haunted mall were no longer just stories. They were a chapter in the friends' own tale of a Black Friday adventure that transcended the boundaries between the living and the supernatural.